Hello, I'm April Davila for Sit Right Here, and this is First Page Friday, where we will be looking at somebody's first page. We do it anonymously so that no one will know if it's yours. And if you would like to send in your first page, there is a link below. You can send yours in. We'll put it in the queue. And the way this works is we read it through together. I haven't read it yet. First time, we'll read it through together. Then we'll jump back up to the top and I'll kind of walk you through how an agent or an editor might look at that first page, making suggestions for what's working, what could be better, and we'll go from there. All right, so don't forget to like and subscribe so that you see every episode and we're learning together. And without further ado, we'll jump into it here. Okay, so forgive me my misspeaking, my mispronunciations, as I haven't yet read this. Chapter 1, A Christmas Reminiscence, December 1932. All right, I do love this for clarity. It never hurts to just be clear. When are we? All right. 'Twas the day before Christmas when Wayne Oliver took delight in being invited to celebrate the Lord's birthday at the Highland Park mansion of his old friend Gordon Humphreys. He was the banker who arranged the financing of Oliver's mansion and all of its many secrets. This was an annual event Humphreys and his wife, Margaret, always scheduled so as not to interfere with anyone's family gatherings for the holiday. Little did Oliver realize that this would be the last time he would see his friend alive. The weather was unseasonably warm on that wintry Saturday. The only snow on the ground hid in the shadows of shrubbery and buildings. Everyone enjoyed a crisp day with a mild breeze coming off Lake Michigan. This would enhance a perfect time to explore the Humphreys outdoor garden maze. Its meandering paths were the highlight of their annual gala. Their engraved invitation requested guests to arrive at 2 p.m. The exploration of the maze would start an hour later. The Humphreys gardeners designed the simple path so everyone would be back at the mansion before sunset about 4:30. Clayton Cerny, Oliver's closest friend, who served as his aide-de-camp, dropped Oliver off at the mansion's entryway. Clayton, if you have the urge, please mix with the other partygoers. Given the propriety of the situation, sir, I think I should help the Humphrey staff with the preparations. Whatever makes you comfortable, my friend. Okay, and I will say our system tends to take out carriage returns, so I always like to just put these back in as a matter of course. Okay, so let's jump back up to the top. I know there will probably have other carriage returns we need to put in. I do like it has kind of a Great Gatsby feel to it, this opening. 'Twas the day before Christmas when Wayne Oliver took delight in being invited to celebrate the Lord's birthday at the Highland Park mansion. Now, was it the day before Christmas when he was invited? Because that's not much notice. I think you mean it was the day before when he went to celebrate the Lord's birthday at Highland Park. And being an invited guest, let's say, when he took delight in being an invited guest to celebrate the Lord's birthday at the Highland Park mansion of his old friend Gordon Humphreys. So he must be Gordon. See, grammatically it would be Gordon, but my brain was kind of still with Wayne. He was the banker who arranged the financing of Oliver's mansion. Okay, so let's see. We're going to say, are we calling them by their last name or their first name? I guess Oliver, you're doing last name here. So let's go with Humphreys. Humphreys was the banker who arranged the financing of Oliver's mansion and all its many secrets. I'm going to put a return there. This was an annual, I love this, all of its many secrets. This is a good hint at things to come, right? A mansion with secrets is always intriguing. This was an annual event. Humphreys and his wife, Margaret, always, and you know what? On this first page, save the name. We're just going to say Humphrey and his wife always scheduled so as not to interfere with anyone's family gatherings for the holiday. We'll get to Margaret, we can name her later, but we already have 2 characters that we're trying to track, and the fact that that we're going with their last names, I just say let's keep it just the wife for now, and we'll introduce her more later. This was an annual event. Now, to schedule it on Christmas Eve, I don't know if that's really I guess I have a lot of Latino family on my husband's side, but they celebrate the night before. It's Christmas Eve is the thing. Like they stay up till midnight. It's the whole thing. So, to me, to always schedule so as not to interfere with anyone's family gatherings for the holiday. I mean, okay. I guess that just speaks to a more tradition. They only celebrate, like in this community, they only celebrate on the actual day and nobody travels. Because I guess it's the 30s. You weren't traveling that far if you were in town. I don't know. It just seems like if you're scheduling a Christmas thing and trying not to interfere, it would have to be more than one day before Christmas. But that's, take it or leave it. Little Oliver. And also I wonder, because your real estate on the first page is so limited, right? You have to do a lot of things. You have to get us into a scene, so introduce your characters, like tell us what we care about in the story, pose the questions. So if this is important to the bigger story, then keep it. If it's just a logistical thing, whatever, like let it come out later. So actually I'm gonna trim it for now. Little did Oliver realize that this would be the last time he would see his friend alive. That is also an excellent hint at story to come, right? All of its secrets, the mansion, all of its secrets, and then last time he would see his friend alive. These are the little clues that hook a reader and say, you got to keep reading because there's a good story coming here. So good work on that. The weather was unseasonably warm that wintry Saturday. Now tell me, where are they in the world? Because unseasonably warm here in LA, like it's not unusual to get 80, 90 degree weather, right? On Christmas, I'm not even kidding. The only snow on the ground hid in the shadows of shrubbery and buildings. Okay, so it's unseasonably warm for somewhere where it snows. That narrows it down a little bit. But it's not like unseasonably warm Alaska where there would still be 6 feet of snow. So I guess that you're narrowing it in there. But I wonder why be coy, right? Can you tell us for that on that wintry day in Boston, on that wintry Saturday in Seattle? I don't know. They don't get that much snow, but there's an opportunity here to give us in city name. I'm just going to put the little note there. Oops, that one came out wrong. The only snow on the ground hid in the shadows of shrubbery and buildings. I do like that imagery. Everyone enjoyed a crisp day with mild. Now, who is everyone here? We haven't introduced an everyone. We haven't even really dropped us into scene yet. I wonder if you could, the Humphreys Gardner design, so my thinking is, can you get us to the scene? Because right now, this is kind of introducing, right? He was invited, he's the banker, we're kind of getting generalizations, and generalizations aren't super engaging. You do have these little like teasers here, which are great, but I wonder if you could just get to here. Like, take this up to here. Last day he would see his friend alive. Oliver's closest friend, who served as his aide-de-camp, dropped Oliver off at the mansion's entryway. Clayton, if you have the urge, please mix with the other partygoers. Given the propriety of the situation, sir, I think I should help the Humphreys staff with their preparations. Whatever makes you comfortable, my friend. And then you can get, so now, then say Oliver strode. So like, is this party beginning? Like, is there a butler at the door to welcome him? Like let us be with Oliver as he's getting dropped off for the party, and give some details here. Give a detail or two. The weather, or maybe he doesn't stride into the party yet, or maybe let's say he looked around. Oliver stood in the driveway, admiring the beautiful Gothic home. I don't know. I'm totally making shit up. You just gotta, but a few details, right? Opportunity to ground us in this particular place. I'm guessing Gothic home because I'm picturing the movie with the hedge maze at the end and that giant hotel, the horror flick. I'm drawing a blank on the name. So I guess that's why Gothic came to mind. The weather was unseasonably warm on that wintry day in Boston. The only snow on the ground hid the shadows of shrubbery and buildings. So again, we don't have an everyone. It was a crisp, Lake Michigan coming. I'm sorry, I totally missed that. So definitely not Boston. But do tell us what city. Like there could be, what, I don't know, small town. Is it a small town? Is it a big city? So I think you can double down on it. Give the city name here and have the breeze coming off. You could say it was a crisp day. A crisp day with a mild breeze coming off Lake Michigan. That way you're not raising the question of who is everyone? Who is this everyone? This would enhance a perfect time. Now, to enhance a perfect time to explore Humphreys, it was a crisp day with a mild breeze coming off Lake Michigan. Perfect weather in which to explore. Perfect weather in which to explore Humphreys outdoor garden maze. Its meandering paths were the highlight of their annual gala. The engraved invitation had requested because we're already in past tense. We kind of have to do another double past tense. Had requested guests to arrive at 2 p.m. The exploration of the maze. Now we already said explore. And let's say to enjoy the Humphreys outdoor garden maze. The exploration of the maze would start an hour later. The Humphreys gardeners designed the simple path so everyone could be back at the mansion before sunset, about 4:30. Clayton Cerny. Oh, did I not? I was supposed to go here. Clayton Cerny, Oliver's closest friend, who served as his aide de camp, dropped Oliver. Okay, so just okay, so we have 3 characters right off the bat, which is fine, but we need to give them some qualities. Otherwise, they're just names, right? We've got Wayne Oliver, who he's invited to celebrate the Lord's birthday at Highland Park Mansion of his old friend, Gordon Humphrey. Humphreys was a banker. Okay, so we have a little bit of detail about him. Oliver has a mansion, so we know these are wealthy people. And then we get Clayton. I wonder, could you describe Clayton? Like, what's the opportunity here? There's got to be some opportunity. He dropped Oliver at the mansion. He turned I'm envisioning him like it's one of those 1930s cars, so I'm picturing him like leaning over the back and being like, have fun at the party, sir. I don't know. Does he have a cap on? Does he have a beard? Like, I'm assuming white guy. I don't know. Like, if he's not, then there's some opportunity in the car here to, again, ground us in scene of who is Clayton. Clayton, if you have the urge, given the propriety, and I'm not exactly sure, given the propriety of the situation. Propriety usually means like, hold on a second. Okay, I was thinking it was more like private, but then proper, it's more, okay, so given the properness of the situation, sir, I don't know, like, it just seems like an odd thing to say, given the propriety of the situation, sir, unless we're hinting at something that's more devious than propriety, right? I wonder if it would just be, I think I should help. When it comes to dialogue, my instinct is always just to cut, like less is more. I think I should help the Humphrey staff with the preparations. And maybe he adjusted his cap, right? It doesn't have to be his cap. It's your story. You decide. But like, this is a great place to give us a little bit of his, like maybe he has a little tick he does when he's feeling shy, or is he chewing on a toothpick? Like, I don't, give us some sort of imagery to go with Clayton Cerny, so we have an image of him in our head. Oliver stood in the drive. Oliver hopped, I don't know if you don't really need to walk us through every step. Hopped out of the car and stood in the driveway. I wouldn't even bother with that. Oliver stood in. Unless you feel like it's a jump, whatever makes you comfortable, my friend. Oliver stood in the driveway admiring the beautiful Gothic home. Yeah, it does kind of feel like you need a goodbye. Oliver stepped from the car and stood in the driveway admiring the beautiful Gothic home. And again, might be in terms of like landing us in 1932, I wonder if you could tell us what kind of car it is. I don't know cars well enough to pretend here, but like maybe it's a Model T Ford, or I don't know what car it would be in 1932. I'm not going to pretend. But if you could get that in, I mean, it's great that you tell us it's 1932, but you want to start getting details into the scene that support that, back it up, reinforce it over and over again, right? The weather was unseasonably warm. The only snow on the ground. We did that part. Okay. Yeah. So I think getting us into scene a little bit sooner, giving us, if you can find some way to tell us the littlest bit about what do these characters look like, that would be outstanding. Like maybe what's his name? Maybe Humphreys comes out and like shakes Oliver's hand, and he's like, "A welcome, old fellow," like kind of a 1930s bro talk, or however you're going to structure that. But since let's look at the word count here. You get 250 words on your first page, so you still have another 20 words or so, which could be enough to get in a couple short little descriptions here and there. And in all, I think this is actually a really successful first page. It establishes voice. It's very formal sounding. And yet you get all of its many secrets. Little did Oliver realize this would be the last time he would see his friend alive. Like those kind of little hints right off the bat are the kind of thing that would keep a reader turning the page, as long as you don't confuse them. So just make sure, particularly on the first page, that you're very clear. Where are we? When are we? Who are we with? What's happening? And then those questions will carry the day and in terms of getting your readers to turn the page and keep going. So thank you, dear writer, for sending in your page, being brave enough to share your writing. If this was not your page and you'd like to submit one, you can use the link below to send your page in. And if you are writing a novel, this is what I do. My team and I, we all day, every day, we are reading the work of writers, helping them solidify and make them very compelling while honoring the overall story that you're looking to tell. So if you would like a little more advice on that, feel free to click below to book a time to chat, and we'll see if maybe my team and I could help you. In any case, have a wonderful week. Happy writing, and I'll see you next Friday. Cheers.